Alright, what's up, yins, guys? This is gonna be a belated video on some subject matter that I've talked about before, and I'm gonna stand by this video, and I don't care if it gets the same amount of views that the other video got anyway. And yes, I got surprised myself compared to what people were watching on my YouTube. You never know all of a sudden what's gonna get views and what's gonna spring right up, you know. But this one may not get the same amount of views. I don't care either way, but as long as I'm communicating my message and my thoughts here. I think it's about a week ago I heard the latest developments on that Carnegie Mellon University thing, and before I saw this on the news, somebody said in my other video, my other Carnegie Mellon University video, said that there was a dude involved, and he kind of mentioned in there. And that other video got a lot of views, you know, and all that, and I'm surprised and disappointed that no hate comments at all. I'm damn surprised. So anyway, in the news, yeah, there was a dude in there, and then the chick was in there too, and the latest development was, yeah, they got some kind of charges pending against them. They got to go to court or something. It's considered public nudity. And they had the head person of the Carnegie Mellon University, the head guy, what the hell you call him, and he said he believes in some kind of expression in the university, but he's a smart guy, and he actually said, well, public nudity is still against the law, and you don't want to endorse that. You know, in so many words, in a nutshell, that's what he said, and I stand by that, you know what I mean? But there are places where public nudity is actually legal, and it should be left to that, like maybe the nudist colonies, or maybe the places where people do that nude exotic dancing or whatever in some states and communities where it's actually legal and licensed in them particular places, you know. Even though some of us are against it, it's actually legal and licensed in some of them places where it should be left to that, not in some university where educated people, last time I looked, shouldn't behave like freaking idiots. And then, so anyway, that leads me to saying another thing too. The dude and the chick were on the news there saying that public nudity isn't the crime. The bigger crime is that they believe that their public nudity is not a crime, and they believe that the bigger crime is they're pretty much being persecuted. That's what they believe. Like, in so many words, what they said on there, I'm sitting there laughing my ass off. I'm like, people like this, is that what they get their education for? Is that what they go to a university to get education for? I gotta say to either of these people, to do their chick, whether they're watching or not, or whether you're watching, if you're a supporter of this dude and this chick, is there anything else you believe in worth actually fighting for? Oh, it's okay to get all riled up and oh, we're with you, sister, and we're with you, brother. Yeah, you're allowed to just parade yourself around on a university like a fucking idiot. And then and I suppose everybody else is crazy just because a bunch of people we organized on a campus said so. Is what, any of you watching that maybe disagree with me or whatever, you think that's acceptable? I mean, even if you're an atheist, okay, what the hell do you want to follow along with that shit before you? I mean, even if you're an atheist and you're on the side of fighting against other people and endorsing that public nudity bullshit bandwagon, you can kiss my goddamn ass too. I'm like, but and I suppose any of you watching it anyway are on the side of those people, think the stuff in my videos, which I believe is a better way to actually rile yourself up in protesting. I have stuff that I do in my videos that I endorse and want to endorse people to do if they choose to do so, that can be used in a protest in in a show of and yes, my videos are designed as a practical display of power and defiance, and I endorse using it in protests for the right reasons, and for a lot of variety of reasons that it would take. If I go into that right now, it would have to be in a separate video. The video would go over my 15 minutes, but yeah, there will be a video and another video in the works actually explaining that. But some of that stuff, if you decide to see it, you can see for yourselves. But I do endorse it, and I think it's a hell of a lot better than stupid public nudity and dressing like some damn pope. But yeah, I guess some of you guys that do support that bullshit will try to belittle me, and maybe I'm just some kind of defiant psychopath, and it ain't politically or morally correct for me to do what I'm doing, right? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. So basically, I think that you want to go do that shit, The rest of us don't really give a shit. And what kind of judge in their right mind would overturn a public nudity charge for that kind of behavior, really? What, you're going to get a bunch of friends together and buy yourself a lawyer and then change the rules and all that? And I see a lot of hypocrites and double standards there, you know what I mean? Anybody else would be, it would be and should be fined or jailed for such a thing. I mean, just like somebody else on my comments said that he was already ahead of me on that, said, yeah, if it was you and me doing something like that, there'd be no protesters coming to our side. Would be on some kind of offender list registered for the rest of our lives, and then everybody would be looking at us like we're some kind of freak. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying to some of you is, your sick-ass society is actually picks and chooses who to take the side with and fight for as a civil right. I mean, they'll make this person a hero for walking around nude some kind of a way, but I don't know, if some person, because they're drunk, decides to whip it out and take a piss on the sidewalk, he can get fined. That depends on the officer and depends on, I guess, the judge. They can fine them for what it is, in a sense, or they can turn it into an indecent exposure type of thing if they want to, and yeah, people got double standards, and I don't really, I'm not telling anybody to publicly urinate, but I'm thinking that people will, society will publicly pick and choose who they want to call indecent exposure or offenders, you know what I mean, too. Yeah, you'll get plenty of double standards everywhere, where that's concerned, I don't want to, I can make a whole different video about that, too. But that's pretty much what I'm saying. I'm saying that, yeah, people are going to make a hero out of this person because they're maybe raising money and rallying people. Yeah, the person who can gather the mob and make a campaign or rally to raise money in some campus, and they'll even politicize it and make a political thing too, and bring it into the realm of politics. And yeah, I'm kind of messing up on this video too because I almost want to laugh in this stuff, because that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, if you bring it into the political realm where people are voting on bills and different things too, that dovetails in with the thing I was saying about it's making me almost laugh, but how true it is, where right or wrong doesn't matter, and voting on bills for different laws and different kind of characters of people who we want to put in charge of things, or vote on bills or legislation that demoralizes one thing and makes this or that moral. It all depends on who can buy the votes. I mean, so if somebody wants to make heroes out of these public nudist clowns here, if they do win any kind of victory on it, what? Somebody's going to get together and out of spite and just buy votes for them and buy their respectability and you can what I'm basically saying is people will raise money spitefully and spitefully legitimize something, gather a mob because what? Because they resent the religious side? Hell, I'm saying if you're an atheist and you buy into this bullshit people are doing, you're a fucking idiot and I don't give a shit about you. And I have other videos in the works where I'm exposing atheism for what it is, and you don't have to be sticking up for Christians to actually see it too. And I believe it's just like what people are saying on YouTube videos. These women and these different people have feminist ideas, but they're speaking up against feminism now because feminism and atheism and this crap that goes on campus and all that, people got some ideas for what they should have the right to do, but they're really taking it on a very wrong and disastrous path there. And when the people do this too, they'll moralize this one thing, but yet there's some rule where they can set the rules what you're not allowed to do and say too, endorse and uphold and everything that they're saying and doing, but then since they got the social power and everything else too, they can demoralize damn near anything you do. So that's what basically people are trying to do, is spitefully turn the tables. Like, what the hell do you need? What the hell is the use in fighting for the rights of public nudity? Come on, there's other things worth actually fighting and protesting for. I mean, is this stupid public nudity and all that crap on a campus? I'm asking you this one thing before my 15 minutes is up. Is that a thing worth actually dying for? Any of you watching, are you going to want to go in the army and fight and die? Are you going to fight some Islamic country and die for what? The right to public nudity? I mean, we got all kind of different terrorism going on and stuff, and we're sending soldiers out for there. But is that a thing that you want to go and fight and die for? Fuck you, Get the hell out of here. So it's useless. It's a useless belief. It has no use of anything. It's nothing that's worth. You're going to go in the army. I ain't going to go in the army and then I believe I'd be embarrassed in front of my enemies, whoever that I'm fighting, that if they think that I am fighting for that bullshit. I mean, if I was a prisoner, right, if the enemy took me as a prisoner, I would be rightly embarrassed in front of them. I'd be saying to them, no, that's not what I'm fighting for. You got me all wrong. You know what I mean? So that's one more thing I wanted to say there too. That it's not a thing that if you were taken captive in the army, taken captive by the enemy, and they're going to look at you and think that you're an American soldier and this is what you're fighting for, the right to this. That's why people will think our country is a joke, you know what I mean? And when your enemies don't have any kind of respect for you that way, then what's the sense? You don't have a country worth fighting for now, do you? It's like the Phil Collins song, make this a place worth fighting for. This is the world we live in. This is the land of confusion. Alright, that's my 15 minutes. I'm out of here.